Would you like the ultimate guide to the Battlefield 2042 open beta so you can be a better player? Well, you've come to the right place. What's up, kings and queens? It's ESheks, the fucking gentleman, here to talk about the new movement, vehicles, awareness tips, and specialist tips as well. Let's do this. There have been a lot of changes to movement in this battlefield. The old slide has been replaced by a new slide which is swifter and can go further. You can also now use fast running in this game, very similar to Warzone. Now 1 + 1 = 2, right? So I recommend pairing these two together and you'll be able to surprise enemies, get to cover faster, and just as a whole traverse the map faster. I didn't record it, but I'm going to take you through it. There was a scenario where I was low health, being chased by an enemy, and as you can tell, I'm at an incredible disadvantage because I'm low health. So what I did in that situation was I fast ran for a few seconds, jumped, slid, bunny hopped, then slid again to create a considerable amount of space between the enemy and I, healed up, popped him. What I'm trying to say through this is, of course, you can do the same thing if you want, but just be creative with the movement so that you can be successful in this game. Comment below your thoughts on them changing the movement in this game. Do you like it or not? Let's see your thoughts. Vehicles have been broken up into different categories in this game, starting off with the scout vehicles, which are your standard infantry cars. Then we have armored vehicles, which are your tanks and armored cars. We then have attack vehicles, which are your jets and attack helicopters. And finally, we do have the transport vehicles, which are your standard helicopters and the hovercraft. As you can tell from this beta, a wide range of vehicles to choose from, so I would advise to choose wisely. When attacking, I would recommend using the attack and armored vehicles so that you can seize the area quickly with minimal casualties. When defending, I would recommend using the transport vehicles because they can carry a lot more people in them. So you can get a lot of people from one area to the objective that you're trying to defend and fight off the enemy. In this battlefield, you don't have to redeploy to access vehicles anymore. You can use the call-in system to get vehicles quickly, so use it. I really recommend using that. In my opinion, this separates good players from great players. Okay, being aware of what situation you're in is imperative, sir and ma'am. Being aware of what cover you have at your disposal, so you can expose less of yourself when in a gunfight, give yourself that advantage. Looking at the objectives, what objectives do the enemy have, so that you can have a good idea of where the enemy is coming from. You can position yourself as such that you don't expose yourself to the enemy and get shot by them in the back, for instance. If the enemy has A, you completely have A, and you're on B1 and you're pushing to B2, you might want to position yourself that you don't expose yourself accidentally to A, because enemies are most likely going to be coming from that direction as well from B2. So just something to think about. Again, it separates the players, bro. It separates the players. Same thing for deaths as well. If you're seeing someone dying in a certain area, it's an area that you want to tread with caution, because there's most likely going to be an enemy lurking in that direction or just in that area. Weapon attachments, mate. You can change whilst you're in the game. You don't have to wait to redeploy. So just making sure that you have the best attachments suited for what situation you're in. If you're in a short range fight, having attachments that are good for a short range fight is recommended, and the same thing for long range, using this, a long range scope for long range sight. For the specialist tips, we're just going to be talking about Maria Folk and Webster McKay. Maria Folk's ability, as you know, is the healing pistol. Love that thing. Love that thing. It allows her to heal and self-heal. However, the self-heal does take a lot of time. But there is a workaround around this that I found, which is if you use the healing pistol to shoot the floor and you walk over it, it does self-heal. And that saves a ton of time, which you can use to look for enemies or just continue to move around the map and see what you're doing. Webster McKay's ability, the grapple hook, is very useful. You can hook while parachuting, you can hook cars, of course you can hook practical stuff as well, and there are probably even more uses for it. So I'd recommend, if you're using him, to explore the uses that you can use it for. It's an absolutely wonderful ability. If you'd like more Battlefield 2042 beta content, then make sure to subscribe and hit the bell notification. Thank you guys for watching this video. I really appreciate you. Stay happy, healthy, and safe, and later, skater.